No, Mr. Mayor, I just have one quick item under fire department, but no changes to action items.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Looks like there's no presentations, proclamations, just turn my mic on, or acknowledgements. Anybody here for public comment? Public comments open and closed. Consent agenda, get a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Josh,
Second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna go the whole meeting.
No public hearings? General business? Reports.
Fourth quarter financial reports were in the packet. I don't have any additional comments. Are there any questions for staff?
Appears to be none.
Okay.
Anything from Public Works?
Just quick update. Corey and Derek are devoting, it's helps because of the time of year, but they're devoting quite a bit of time to the private well investigative work. And so we just had a meeting out today, and they indicated they're making a lot of, they've made a lot of progress in just the last 2 weeks. So
All right. Chief?
Nothing on our end, unless anyone had any questions about the annual or monthly report.
Appears to be none. Nobody from fire?
fire-related item. So as the council's aware, the fire relief sponsors a program on an annual basis to put banners honoring military personnel on the decorative streetlights through the downtown area. Given that it's the 50th anniversary of the fire department, they were inquiring about the council's level of support to amend the policy to allow for this year, and maybe like every 10 years, that it be either firefighters and or law enforcement, honoring current active and retired from our specific departments. And if that's the case and you're supportive, I'd bring back a policy amendment, and then that would also let Jody know that she can go and start getting the ball rolling on the banners.
I think sounds awesome.
That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, good, thank you.
No, only thing I was talking with Chief before the meeting. Apparently earlier today they did arrest somebody for stealing a calendar in town. And apparently, yeah, the guy got 12 months.
Oh, God.
That's all I got.
Oh.
If there's anything actually, no, nothing formal tonight. If anybody has anything else, I'm happy to answer the questions.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
All right, only report I have is we did have a planning commission meeting on Tuesday night of this week. Planning commission reviewed a concept plan for Boulder Heights South development and related to the concept plan and potential annexation of the property. They did recommend approval based on the developer's proposal, along with a number of conditions. They did a good job of reviewing the application, and we'll bring that to you in the future.
You have no Kate?
Yep. Last meeting, fairly straightforward, started talking about organizing prep for the egg hunt coming up here. And we started working through kind of like might say mid-cycle items related to fire rescue days, making sure that communications are clear as to who's going to be responsible for what and who should be communicating with who. One of the things that I noticed and was confirmed by the people that are working most on fire rescue days is that now that we're 3 years into kind of the new model, that it's going really well, very smooth. One of the things that they're going to be doing extra effort on is the donations. One, it feels like businesses aren't quite as generous as they have been in the previous couple of years, but the other part of it is, and for those members that have been on the CCC for a long time, is you have like that first new big thing and you go out and promote it, and people are really generous. But then the shine starts to wear off a little bit, but also the aggressiveness of seeking the donations wanes because it's easier to send just the letter than make that personal contact that sometimes is all the difference. So there's a lot of discussion about that. And one of the underlying themes that seems to come up in some manner in each meeting is just the availability of volunteers declining or non-growing memberships within the organizations, harder to get people to be engaged and involved. For example, the Scouts were super happy because they actually got 2 new Scouts. I mean, and that was like a big deal for them because the membership just hasn't been what it has been in the past. And you talk to the other organizations and there's similar stories. So as I've mentioned in our one-on-ones, I think that there's an incremental trend related to volunteerism and availability of volunteers, and they're necessary to run all of our community stuff. And so it's just one of those things that's out there.
Scale.
So no scale meeting.
Scale.
Executive committee. I did not attend the meeting. I was actually remote for most of it, and because I was on my way to a meeting in outstate, but Amanda was attending, so.
I was. This is not the notes. Okay, what did we talk about? They're gonna be looking to update the website. And one thing I thought was interesting is they're looking for, whether it be like interns or people that would be interested in helping with updating the website. And I mean, New Prague Schools is not present at these meetings, and it sounds like they never have been, so I was gonna reach out to New Prague Schools, just the school board, to be like, hey, you should come join. I know most of your schools are in Rice County, but we're part of New Prague Schools, so. I was gonna see if they had any programs or anything that might be able to connect some students.
I think the superintendent has been better recently in attending the full-scale meetings, but has
Yes.
never attended I think you're right, I don't think they've ever attended an executive meeting unless it was one where all the superintendents were specifically invited to.
And I don't know, like, I know we have for sure one school board member that lives in town. I think, what is her name? Starts with a J. I think she lives out here too, is she not? Jean Schmidt, is she still on the board?
Someone in Cedar Lake, maybe?
Maybe it's that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I was gonna see if she wanted to bring it to the school board to see if they had interest in attending the meetings, but also for the project for the website. And then they were brainstorming ideas for projects that could be financed by Scale. And I feel like I don't have the best grasp on what sort of projects those might be, but just wanted to flag it if we have any ideas that we could bring to the next meeting.
How much money does Scale have?
More than us, I guess.
They have, I was remote. There's a chunk of money there, and like we use it to fund things like the research that we've done on the consortium in the past. It was used to help fund the Live, Learn, Earn initiative. But as you move off, there's the pool, and what you tend to see is that balance kind of goes like this over time. And from what I've seen over the years is you get differences of opinion on the executive committee, and it ranges from we should do something on, some people are like, no, we should support some sort of ongoing program. And then Another view is like, no, that's not our job as scale. Our job as scale is to initiate things and get things up and going, but then find some place to hand them off to live after we get them going. So we'll provide the seed money. That's always the hardest to get until we can get it going. And then, of course, there's always seems to be various entities that are like, here's this project that would be great for scale, but is totally beneficial for us. There's not a lot of that, but there's a little bit. When I was listening, I didn't hear that there's much conclusion to it. Seemed like a really high level conversation.
Yeah, it was very high level. One thing that I was thinking about while I was sitting there, but was also thinking you need to do more research before you open your mouth, is like, if there was some sort of like I'm thinking about the old school building, old police department. Like if they would be interested in, like if each city could propose like some sort of like historical or like community something or other to help each community, so it's not, because obviously it benefits us. That was my idea, but then it was like, well, nobody's gonna get on board with that. But if everybody had an idea and they could all be funded in some way or assisted with the funding. But I don't know if that fits the.
That could be something that I bring up at service delivery or or very informally at the administrators meeting. Next one, just, hey, this is an idea. See what kind of reaction comes up out of it. Service delivery, we did not meet again this month. That group tends to go through cycles where there's lots of projects and ideas of ways that we can work collaboratively on projects. And although we're working on the insurance consortium, which by no means is a small project, there hasn't been a lot recently. We had some last year, but it seems to have fallen off with regards to ideas of where we can work together. As the chair, I'm going to be contacting the most engaged members over the next several weeks and just kind of like informal survey. What are you getting out of it? Where should we be doing, et cetera? Some of the initial feedback was suggesting that maybe we're just at that point where we've grabbed a lot of the low-hanging fruit, and maybe we just don't need to meet quite as often, or maybe we need to pivot a little bit. So I'll be getting that feedback, bringing it back to the committee, and then ultimately, I think that might come up to, if appropriate, go up to the executive committee.
Is that insurance consortium gaining traction, or is it just sitting idle, or?
Yes, they're.
About it, but did you hear about it moving forward?
No, so if you recall, the next steps were, they were gonna do an updated feasibility study with all of the members, because the consultant that was doing the work has a better tool that did, where previously they couldn't get the detailed information on the small group cities. And they were gonna update it for today, so to speak, and present that back out, so you guys will get that information. They're actually in the process of trying to schedule a meeting to present that to the group, and then I'll bring that back to you guys, and there'll be I think a intermediate go, no-go kind of discussion. And then very quickly after that, there'll be a decision of, are you in or out for purposes of going out and getting formal quotes. So this is gonna be one of those wait and hurry up kind of deals where we're waiting on the information, and because of the timelines for the insurance renewal cycles, we're getting really tight up against it. We're gonna be coming back to the council for probably some larger decisions in a relatively small time frame. So it's coming, but we're not quite there yet.
I-35.
Nothing since the last meeting.
Any discussion by council?
Motion to adjourn?
All in favor? Are you gonna get a second? Or a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.